Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the packet tracer activity 10.3.4. This video, we are going to find out what are the different steps that are involved when you try to connect a router to a local area network. So let's get going. So when you download the PKA file, it opens. This is how it looks like. So these are all your instructions that you need to do. And let me see what's written over here. There are three objectives. Once again, it is asking, the first objective is the display router information. The second objective is the configuration of a router interfaces, and the third objective is the verification of this configuration. Okay, fine. Let me see what we need to do here. So let me just minimize this. Check out the topology. There is also a table listed here. If you can see properly, there is a table which gives you the different interfaces, the IP addresses attached to it, and there is no default gateway. So there are R1, R2, PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4. So let me check the topology also once, and then we can start doing the part one step by step. So in this topology, I see two routers, and this is one particular network 10.0. There is another network 11.0. This is one network 10.1.2.0, and this is 10.1.1.0. So I have four networks, and this is another one. This is the fifth network here. This is a WAN. Okay, so let's see. Let's start our. So the three objectives are there already. It's been shown, and let me move towards the parts where we start. So this the saying that the routers are in this activity are partially configured, and you need not do that. Okay. Okay. And it is also saying the step one, display interface information on R1, and it is asking me, okay, fine. Please note this, that the security configuration is already done, and the console password is Cisco, and the privileged mode password is class. Okay, fine. So let me start with the information on R1. Where is R1? Here. This is R1. Now just click on it, and you see this particular tab. Go to the CLI command line interface tab here, and you see this particular all the information, and click enter. Now it is asking me for a password, but it's already mentioned here that the console password is Cisco. So CISCO. Type in Cisco, then you enter into the privileged mode. Type in enable, and it is asking me for the next password. When I see here, the privileged mode password is class. So just let me type in class. Now I'm in. So let me see what it is asking me to do. Which command displays the statistics of all interfaces configured on a router? This we already discussed in our theoretical module video. Show interfaces. See, this is the command that you type in, show interfaces, which gives you the statistics of all interfaces. If you check out here, the first interface is talking is Ethernet, gigabit Ethernet 0 by 0, that is 1. And let me press spacebar. There you go. This is the second interface this is talking about, gigabit Ethernet 0 by 1. And serial interface is also given. Let me place. It's a lot of information that is actually displayed from this command, because it is going to provide you information about each and every interface that is there. That's what we discussed in the video. This show interfaces gives you information of about everything. See, it is showing all the faster than interfaces. Each and every interface information is displayed here. But if you want to specifically find one interface, then you have to type in the other command. Now it is asking me which command displays the information about the serial interface only. Fine. So for that I need to do is show. Let me drag this to this a bit so that we can see clearly the question also while we are typing it here. Yes. So let me make it. Which command displays information about the serial interface only? So show. What I need to do is interface. Yes. 0 by, I'm using the shortcuts 0 by 0 by 0. So this particular command will allow me to only get the information for a particular interface, whether it might be gigabit or serial or anything. Just type in which interface you want to find out the information about. Just give this here. Okay. Now enter the command to display the statistics of the serial interface. I did that. I just entered show interface as 0 by 0 by 0 and answer the following questions. Okay. What is the IP address configured on R1? Straight ahead, you see the internet address is, it is given here, 209.165.200.225. It gave you that particular one. What is the bandwidth on the serial interface? Once again, it's a straight answer. You see, the bandwidth is 1544 kilobits. Okay. Now, enter the command to display the statistics for gigabit Ethernet 0x0 interface. Okay, it's asking me to do that again. So what I will do is I'll just press the up arrow so that I'll get the last command that I typed in. And what I do is G. It is asking me to enter G 0x0. Okay, gigabit Ethernet. Okay, fine. So this is what the information I got from. What is the IP address on R1? Actually, it's administratively down, so there is no IP address assigned to this as of now. There is no IP address. What is the MAC address? For MAC address, we have the hardware is, here you go. This is your MAC address. 000D.BD63.7D01. That is the MAC address of this particular interface. What is the bandwidth? There you go. It's 10 power 6 or 10 megabits per second, 10 Mbps. This is the bandwidth. So I answered these three questions. You simply type, you need to understand which command to type in to get what type of information that you require. So show interface G0x0. If you press it, you will get that particular info, or you get all the information regarding to that particular interface only. Now it's asking me display a summary list of the interfaces on R1. Okay, so what I need to do is, still I'm in on R1. Which command displays a brief summary of the current interfaces? If you remember, you have to type in show interfaces. So IP interface brief. I need to type in this command, show IP interface brief. So now it is asking me to do it on R2 also. So first, when I did it on R1, it is asking me how many serial interfaces are there, how many Ethernet interfaces are there. I can just see it over here. So which one is up and which one is down? All these are down. But how many interfaces are there? I can see two serial interfaces, 1 and 2. There are two serial interfaces, and all the rest are Ethernet interfaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there are 6 Ethernet interfaces on R1 and 2 serial interfaces on R1. Are all the Ethernet interfaces on R1 the same? No, it's not the same, because these two are gigabit Ethernet. They support speeds up to 10 giga or 1 giga, that is 10 power 9. Whereas the fast Ethernet, it is quite slow. It supports up to 10 power 6. Okay, the fast Ethernet does not support until that speeds. Gigabit is 10 power 9. This is 10 power 6 only. So this is the difference. And let me do it the same on R2 also. Where is R2? Here is R2. So let me click on this, go to the CLI tab, click on the CLI tab, press enter. Once again, I have to do the same password, Cisco enable class. So, and now I have to type in the same show IP interface brief. Now it is showing to me there are 2 Ethernet interfaces and 2 serial interfaces only. So the answer for this question here will be, there are only 2 Ethernet interfaces on R2 and there are 2 serial interfaces on R2. This is what. Now it is asking me display the routing table on R1. Okay, let me go back to R1. Where is R1? If you see here, you can see clearly. Go to R1. It is showing to me display the routing table. If you remember, show IP route. That's all. This is the routing table which is displayed on R1, and it is asking me how many connected routes are there. Once again, I told you in the theoretical module video that please get yourself acquainted with the codes here. The C and L are the ones which actually show you the connected routes. There is only one route here. It shows one directly connected interface address, and the other one is this is the network address, this is the interface address. So what you do is, how many connected routes are there? It's only one. Which route is listed? This is the route which is listed. This is the route. How does a router handle a packet destined for a network that is not listed in the table? It will drop it. If there is nothing in the table, it doesn't know what to do with it. It will simply drop the packet. So I think we finished part 1. This is how you actually display. You use the different display commands or display the different show commands to verify how configuration is done. What type of configuration is done, whether the interfaces are configured or not, whether they are in the up mode or down mode. Now let me go to the part 2. Now it is asking me configure the gigabit 0 by 0 interface on R1. Okay. So for me to do that, I cannot do it in the privileged mode. So I need to go into the global configuration mode. So conf t configuration T terminal stands for configure terminal. Conf t stands for, it's a short thing which I use. So interface G0 by 0. I need to go into that address into the interface thing first, and then I have to assign IP address is it's given here. So let me, to make it easy for me, Control C, go here, paste it. Show that you have a space here. You have to have a space here. Okay, so paste it, press enter, and then the most importantly, it has to be activated. Only then it will be activated. You have to put it in as no shutdown. Okay, so fine. But there is one thing which we forgot here. We clearly mentioned about this, that we need to add descriptions. It's a very good habit to add descriptions to most of these things. So in that case, what we are going to do here is we are going into the same interface. We are still in the interface mode. So, but still, it's a good habit. If you are coming out and if you forgot and if you want to do it later, just go to the, just type this command again, interface G0 by 0, so that to make sure that you are attaching the description to the interface that you want. Okay, and now description plus tab, it will tell you, and LAN connection to S1, because if you see here in the diagram, this is the LAN connection to S1, this interface. Okay, if you see here, this is the interface G0 by 0 interface is the connectivity to S1. That is the reason we wrote the same thing down there. Okay, go to R1. Now that is done, and what it is asking me to do next, done. So R1 should be able to ping PC1. Okay, we will do that. We'll check it out, and it is asking me to check it out once again now. And okay, and ping 192.168.10.10. Right. So enter. Timeout is 2 seconds. It is trying. See, 0%. There is some mistake then. Ping. Anything wrong? 0 by 0 on 2.168.10.1. Okay, fine. So let me see what is the problem. Ping 192 dot where is this? 192.168.10.10. There is some problem. Maybe I typed something wrong. Yes, now I got it. Maybe some issue is there. Now I got it. If you see here, it's okay. It's working fine. There is some issue with the first thing. Okay, so I did this also. R1 is now able to ping PC1. It's working fine. Okay, good. So let me go on to the step 2 now. Configure the remaining gigabit Ethernet interfaces on R1 and R2. So in order to find out what type of interfaces we need, I only did one interface, right? I only did G0 by 0. I have to go to the table. I told you, just check out the table. I did this particular thing. I didn't do the other one. So I need to do this also. So for that, once again, I need to go into conf t, and I need to type in interface Z0 by 1, enter, and I need to type in IP. Once again, what I do is, the best thing to do is add the description part. So link to S2, I can write it down because G0 by 1 is the one where you attach to S2. Let me check. See, this is the one which we attach to S2. So I just typed in there link to S2 as in the description part, and now I have to assign the IP address. So rather than typing mistakes, what I intend to do is I'll just copy this here. Copy, come here, right click, paste, space. You need to give the subnet mask, copy, do the same thing, paste, and press enter. Most importantly, no shutdown. If you are lazy, just type in no sh. No shutdown should do the job. Now if you check the, see, earlier it used to be in the red colored one. Now once I typed in no shutdown, this particular link has got activated. Now this is up and running. So let me do the same thing on R2 also. Where is this? I have to do it on for R2. So on R2, I need to find out what the interfaces are. These serial interfaces are already done because it's already green light blinking over there. That means they are configured. So on R2, I need to do conf t, and I need to write in int z0 by 0, the first interface, gigabit 0 by 0. The IP address will be, or once again, I need to type in the description. Please don't forget the description part. There will be marks for that. And description link to S3 and IP address space 10.1.1. I need to paste it space, and please make sure, sometimes you will do a mistake with the subnet masks and stuff. So it's a good habit, it's a good practice to copy paste it from here. It will be much more easier. And then no shutdown. So this is also done. Let me do the other interface for R2 also. Let me check it out. Now I need to do this Z0 by 1, right? Interface. And I can actually do this also. I can simply scroll up Z0 by 1 by pressing the up arrow. You will get all the commands that you just entered in the previous thing. And press enter Z0 by 1. And I need to add the description. So S3, I just can type in S4, press enter. And for the IP address part, I can do the 1.2.1, and the IP and the subnet mask usually remains the same. Yes, enter, and you can simply type in no shutdown. That's it, done. If you check it out, yes, everything's done and ready. Okay, so let me see what are all the next things are. What the next thing is given here. I did those configurations. I'm done until now. And okay, all these are things done. Back up the configurations to NVRAM. Okay, now I need to copy both the configurations into the NVRAM. If you remember, we can do it end. So copy running startup config. Yes, this is done. I stored it on R1. Let me do the same on R2 also. Once again, the copy command usually works in the privileged mode. So I am coming out of this and I go to the privileged mode here, and then I can do this. Actually, we can do the smaller version of this also. COP RST. It's the same thing. See, done. Saying we see the 100% completion here, but we need to do some checks to make sure that you understand what are all the contents we studied earlier in your module, whether they are implemented here or not. Okay, so let me check that. These two are done. So now he's asking me verify the configuration. Okay, fine. So how do I verify the configuration? Use the show IP interface brief command now on R1. Okay, let me first do it on R1 for me. So we're still in the privileged mode, so this works. Show IP interface brief. Okay, fine. And it's asking me, and let me do the same on R2 also, so it will be easy for us to compare. I just copy pasted it so that it will save my time. Now, how many interfaces are on R1 and R2 are configured with the IP addresses and in the upstate? Okay, fine. If you see here, this is, where is R1? I am on R2 currently, and there are 1, 2, 3. There are 3 interfaces. Says G0 by 0, G0 by 1, and serial interface. All the 3 are in the upstate, up, up, up. Okay, and the remaining 2 are down. We don't need to bother about this. There are 3. What about R1? Let me check for R1 also. R1, yes, there are 3. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 interfaces which are in the upstate, and an IP address has been assigned to them. Okay, fine, that's it. Which part of the interface configuration is not displayed? If you see here, the subnet information is not displayed, because if you remember me right, I told you whenever you assign an IP address, the subnet mask plays a crucial role, because without the subnet mask you won't be able to identify what is the host portion or what is the network portion. So for you to get an understanding, subnet mask is mandatory, which is not displayed here. So how do you get that information? There are numerous show commands which will give you that information. You can just type in show interfaces, which we did earlier, or you can also type in show IP protocols. Show IP protocols. You can do that also. See, you can do this also. You can actually it is showing to you. Clear? The masks are coming here. So you can actually check this out. So you can use the show IP protocols or even show IP interface or show interfaces. That should give you a clear idea of all this information. So this is done. Now B, use the show IP route on both R1 and R2. Okay, show IP route is to display the routing tables in the routers. Okay, show IP route I typed in. Okay, now once again you have to remember what we discussed in the network module part, where how a router builds its routing table based on the entries is very important. Okay, so how many connected routes do you see? There is 1, 2, and there is a 3. There are 3 connected routes on R1. Let me check for R2 also. Let me go to R2. Let me do the issue the same command, show IP route. 1, how many? Just count the number of C's. 1, 2, 3. 3 C's. Okay. 3 C's means 3 connected routes. How many OSPF routes are there? Count the number of O's. 1, 2. There are 2 OSPF routes on R2. And go to R2. Once again, count the number of O's. There you go. 1, 2. 2 OSPF routes on R1. Sir, what is this OSPF? How did we get it? Remember, check the diagram here. For R1, it has got 3 directly connected routes. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Whereas these 2 are remote networks. So because OSPF is already installed or implemented on this serial interface, R1 and R2 has already shared information about their remote routes. That is the reason in R1, I got 2 entries with OSPF informing about S3 or this network 10.1.0 or and this network. Similarly, on R2, it has got 3 connected. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 directly connected routes and there are 2 remote routes. So using OSPF, which is already done in the background, R2 has received information from R1 about this network 192.168.10.0 and 192.168.11.0. It has received that particular information. Okay, so altogether 3 connected routes, 2 OSPF routes. And if the router knows all the routes in the network, then the number of connected routes and dynamically learned routes should be equal to that. That's what it is. Should be equal to the number of LANs and WANs. That's what I told you. How many LANs and WANs are in the topology? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 5. Altogether 5. Does this number match the number of C and O routes in the routing table? Yes. 3 connected routes, 2 remote routes. 3 plus 2, 5. It's done. So we have come to the last part of this particular activity where we need to test the end-to-end connectivity. So for that, it is asking me to ping PC1 to PC4. Okay. So for me to ping PC4, what is the IP address of PC4? This. So let me copy this. So let me go into PC1, go to the desktop prompt, go to the command prompt and type in ping space paste enter. So meanwhile, it takes a little bit of time. Let me check the other direction also. Let me do something else. So I want to type in PC2. Where is PC2? This is the PC2 address. Let me do a cross verification. Let me type in from PC3 to PC2. Let me just check that also. Ping. Let me see whether this is successful or not. See, it's done. It's working. Everything seems to be working. Let me check this also. You can actually try your pings from one different. You can try PC1 to PC2, PC1 to PC3, anything. So once you see that, that means that, so all this, what it means is that this has been into a network and we have integrated the routers into the local area networks and each and every PC. Imagine there is only one PC here. This is a 32 port switch, right? And if there is a 32 port switch or this is 24 port switch, you can connect up to 24 systems on this LAN. Each and every one of them can communicate with anyone on the other networks. Okay, this is how it actually works, and this is how you connect a particular router to a particular local area network. Please remember, the most important thing is you have to specify the interface first, and after specifying the interface, you have to provide the IP address to it, assign the IP address to it, then do the no shutdown, and also the best practice is to provide a description for each interface, so that if somebody else comes in, they see the description and they can understand that this link is going to this particular local area network and this particular link is going to the other local area network. So with that, we'll stop here, and in the next video we will discuss more about the troubleshooting of a default gateway. Thank you.